Want to introduce first yourself?
Yes, I'd like to spend 1 or 2 minutes saying something. On behalf of my classmates, since I'm the first presenter, I'd like to thank Dr. Merga as the chair of this panel and the rest of the professors for coming. It's the first time we see the panel of professors. Usually we see one at a time. So we'd like to thank you for coming. Shall we give them a round? I'd like to appreciate Pastor Ria's devotion today. It really speaks to my heart. You know, my topic, one of the report was sleep deprivation in Singapore, and the Lord really tested me. On the second day of our lecture, we were taking our final exam. You remember I went out. My mom called me in Singapore. She had a mild heart attack, and she was hospitalized, and she's still in hospital. For the last few days, I tried to sleep. I couldn't sleep because of that. And preparing for this proposal defense, and of course, I presented how to sleep well and so on. So the Lord helped me to implement what I have suggested. And last night, before I sleep, I killed 2 mosquitoes. I thought that was the last. And when I fell asleep, mosquitoes kept biting my face. And I was afraid to wake up Pastor Jensen, who was my roommate. So finally at 4 a.m., I fell asleep. We wake up at 6:45. But I praise the Lord. I also have a request that you excuse me after this defense, because I need to go back to see my mom. I'm very anxious. So if you excuse me, I need to go back after my. Please pray for me that I will drive slowly back to Singapore. Good morning. Dr. Merga, the chairperson, panel of professors. Good morning, fellow students. My topic, or the title of my defense is Effects of Liver Cleanse on Blood Cholesterol. As you know, this is the data taken from the World Health Organization, year 2005. 58 million people die of all causes. Out of the 58 million people, 35 million people die of chronic diseases. Out of the 35 million people, more than 50% die of cardiovascular diseases. And in Singapore, this is the statistics for the mortality rate for 2009, 2007, 2008, 2009. Cancer is the #1 killer, 29.3%. Second is ischemic heart disease, followed by pneumonia, cerebrovascular disease, accidents, heart disease. But if you plus 2, 4, 6, it's actually 31%. So in Singapore, heart diseases alone surpass that of cancer. And what are the causes of chronic diseases? They all share the common risk factors. And of course today, my study is how to lower blood cholesterol using the health intervention of liver cleanse. And you can see the abnormal blood lipids will lead to heart disease. And the common modifiable risk factors are unhealthy diet and physical inactivity. The non-modifiable risk factors are age, hereditary, and gender. The problem of the study. The main objective of this study was to determine whether liver cleanse is a genuine natural remedy that would help to lower total cholesterol, triglycerides, and low density lipids. These are the study that I want to measure. What are the baseline or pre-test characteristics of the participant in the experimental and control group in terms of blood cholesterol levels like total cholesterol, triglycerides, LDL, and HDL. Number 2. Is there a significant difference in the baseline characteristics of the participants in the experimental group and the control group? Number 3. What are the post-intervention characteristics of the participants in the experimental group and the control group? Number 4. What is the effect of liver cleanse on the experimental group? Number 5. Is there a significant difference in the pre-intervention and post-intervention characteristics of the control group participants? Number 6. Is there a significant difference in the gain score between the experimental group and the control group? And last but not least, is there a significant difference in the gain score between the experimental group and the control group when their age, gender, dietary habits, and physical activity are considered? So the significance of the study. Most lipid disorder patients expect doctors to prescribe statins to lower their blood cholesterol, despite knowing that they will have to take these prescription drugs for life. These patients are not taking responsibility for their own health. They merely leave their health in the hands of the doctors. Most doctors feel duty-bound to prescribe medication to patients to lower their LDL, despite knowing that there are harmful side effects. Although, in theory, when someone has high cholesterol, they will try to use the natural method first. But most of them do not know how, because they never learned it in school. And doctors do not have time to give education. So, when there is a build-up of cholesterol in the blood vessels, usually doctors will prescribe statins. In Singapore, this is very common. And as we know, statins has a lot of side effects. And the most worrying side effect is the liver and muscle damage. So different kinds of statins. In the last phrase of statins, they are all statins. And it causes liver failure and muscle breakdown and kidney failure. This is the most common statin prescribed in Singapore. As you can see also, it causes liver problem, liver damage, and muscle inflammation. This one also, liver damage and muscle inflammation. This one as well. It causes insomnia. I don't need that. This one has a lot of side effects. Cramps, blurred vision, etc. Thomas Edison has this quotation. It says, "The doctor of the future will give no medicine, but will interest his patient in the care of the human frame, in diet and in the cause and prevention of disease." Are we living in the future? I believe that the future is not now. Many doctors are still actually prescribing medication. So the significance of study is also will be very helpful in the health practice. Patients will be able to take ownership for their own health without harmful side effects of medication to reduce wastage in the medical bills for the patient. If the liver cleanse is shown to lower cholesterol, this will be a good news for the patients. And for health education, health educators will be able to incorporate liver detox for patients who are willing to change their dietary habits and lifestyle and are unwilling to use prescribed drugs. As you know, it takes many years to develop high cholesterol. it also takes a long time for us to change our lifestyle before our cholesterol will drop. So liver detox is an intervention to actually accelerate the process. And for health research, the results of this study will encourage further research into other areas to determine whether liver cleanse would alleviate other forms of diseases like diabetes, cancer, and heart disease. And for participants, the participants who have liver and lipids disorder will be able to take ownership of their health instead of relying on doctors and on medications for their physical well-being. So they would consider liver cleanse as an alternative treatment rather than medication as a shortcut to health. So the theoretical framework, I'll be using the action research model. The scope and limitation is the population will be in Singapore. The respondents will be above 40. Why 40 is because normally people above 40, they will have high cholesterol. We will only examine the total cholesterol, triglycerides, LDL, and HDL. That will be the focus of the study. And the modifiable factors are dietary habits and exercise. And intervention will be the 2 simple doses of liver cleanse. And we will administer a questionnaire for them to answer. And this will be my paradigm of study. The independent variable is the liver cleanse. Dependent variable blood cholesterol, namely total cholesterol, triglyceride, LDL, and HDL. The modifiable variables are the age, gender, dietary habits, and exercise. And this is the research paradigm. Because of time, we have read through. I just skip this. Population as sampling. This is I'll be using purposive sampling that starts with the purpose in mind, and the sample is thus selected to include people of interest and exclude those who do not suit the purpose. So the method will be, when taking the sample, reject people who do not fit a particular profile, as I have mentioned the profile earlier. And who will be my population? There are about 300 church members. Many of them are above 40. And I will conduct a free blood cholesterol screening and a health talk on that day to introduce the liver cleanse. That will be the pre-test. I will target more than 100 people. They will have to pre-register. So I will determine how many people will show up. 50 will form the experimental group, and the other 50 will form the control. And the post-test, in other words, a repeat free blood cholesterol screening will be on July 24, on a Sunday, for the experimental group and the control group. This is the questionnaire that I'll be using. And I would like to pass this to you. This is actually done by Jungle Wellness Center in Singapore. It has been validated because they have been using it for 15 years for corporations. And they will just scan, they will use the Scantron machine to feed into the data, and the data will be all read out. So the intervention is the true cause of liver cleanse. It is an 18-hour program with fasting on 2 meals. You need 2 days, the preparation day and the flushing day. Okay? So there will be a fast on dinner on the first day and a fast on breakfast on the second day. So 2 weeks to a month interval, they will do a second liver cleanse. So what is involved? They will be using 3 kinds of juices. For Philippines, they can use calamansi juice, they can use lemon juice, or they can use grapefruit juice. And you need olive oil, you need the ozonated magnesium, you also need probiotic powder, and electrolytes. So these are the actual plans. Just to summarize, so on the preparation day, for those who are constipated, they can quickly do a fruit fast or vegetable fast, followed by a dinner fast. At 8 o'clock, they will take 4 capsules of ozonated magnesium with lemon juice, calamansi, or grapefruit juice. Then at 10 o'clock, they will take 150 ml of olive oil plus the organic lemon juice. Okay, they will shake it and drink. After they drink, they lie down immediately on their right. Don't get up for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, they can go toilet, but after that, they sleep throughout the night. So the next day is the flushing day. They don't go to work. They fast on breakfast, 2 capsules of ozonated magnesium plus warm water. 8 o'clock, repeat 2 more capsules. And then at 10 o'clock, take electrolytes. 12 o'clock to 6 o'clock, they can have light meals, porridge or oats, or noodles without oil, without milk. And then 1 hour before they sleep, they will take a probiotic powder. And then the third day, they can go to school or go to work. Take another probiotic powder before breakfast, and before they sleep, another dose of probiotic powder. In between, in the kit, we will provide a basket for them to catch their stones. It can be of different colors. So I'll teach them how to catch stones. And the glove will be provided to take out the feces and use the shower head to shower it, to wash away the feces, and then the stone will be here. And this is the Gantt chart. Where are we now? We are here. Okay. Where is my pre-test? Here. Gathering of data will be here. It's 2 weeks. Post-test, here. And the rest, you have it, and I don't have to go through in detail. This is the Gantt chart. And this is my stones. Even though I'm a vegetarian for 24 years, I still have stones. How much more of those who are not? I have red stones because I do meditation, a lot of chemicals. I ate meat before, so I have this yellow and green cholesterol. That's all. Any question?
Okay, thank you for the presentation. Now it's time for us to give our suggestions, comments, and probably questions to clarify our doubts.
Yes.
And may I raise the first question?
Yes, please.
Okay. Since this is both title and proposal defense, may I start with the title? Okay. Your title is Effects of Liver Cleanse on Blood Cholesterol. May I know why you have chosen liver cleansing as a means of trying to find out on lowering cholesterol, when in fact there are also other natural remedies like having a low-fat diet cholesterol and some other natural remedies?
Yes. I've been a health educator since 1995. In fact, I was certified as a New Start instructor. So I've been giving a lot of health talks on New Start. And usually when you give talks to the outside people, they are not like us, who are very health conscious. And usually people who attended the talks, they already have health problems, the pre-existing condition. And many of them have high cholesterol. They share the same risk factors. I'd like to thank my classmate, Pastor Jensen, who introduced to me the liver cleanse. I find that it's very helpful for me personally. Because this lady, I tried it myself, I tried it on my wife. And then I met this lady, she didn't tell me she had high cholesterol, I just was very excited to share with her. And then she tried it. This is her first cleanse, first purge. Look at the 50-cent coin. It's huge.
She didn't tell me what she had. This is her second purge. And this is her first purge. And then, this first cleanse means first procedure, then you have many purges. Then she did her second cleanse. She wrote to me an email last year. She said, "Hi Mark, I want to share some good news. I did my second cleansing in early October. Not many first one came out." He said, "Previously, for a year, my LDL was hovering borderline high, that is 3.4 to 4. Despite going for regular exercise and trying to control my diet. Wasn't successful in lowering my LDL, and the doctors was very impatient. The doctor said, I refuse to take medication. Only took red yeast rice supplement, also another way to lower cholesterol. The doctor warned me that if my LDL reading is not lowered, he will definitely have to put me on statins." 1 week after the second cleansing, I went for my blood test for cholesterol at the polyclinic and happy to report that my LDL went down to 2.41, which is below the optimal range of 2.6. So she was happy that I came to introduce to her the cleansing. She was very skeptical at first, now she's convinced that it works. She said, "My blood test is a proof of that." She wrote that to me. Look at the reading. This is the borderline high reading, and this is her result. It's below 2.6. So I want to document it because there are a lot of experiential benefits about the liver cleanse. I want to document it, and that's why I'm doing this study.
Okay, thank you. Now we will ask our panel of examiners now. Let us start with Ma'am Estrada. Ma'am Estrada has a question.
Okay, so we are starting with the title. Your title is Effects of Liver Cleanse on Blood Cholesterol. In your definition of terms of you said there that this is a natural remedy to flush out cholesterol, calcify the pigment cells from the liver and the gallbladder. And then I also saw in the letter that it is the liver and gallbladder cleansing.
Right.
So why did you choose only liver cleanse and you didn't use the gallbladder cleanse?
Thank you very much, ma'am. This is a very good question. As you know, the liver, the gallbladder is the reservoir for bile. And the liver secretes bile to digest fat. That's why when we eat fatty food, the liver